Hi, babies! Welcome to the second episode of the Stars Bitácora. Oh my god, I'm so in love with this. I'm so in love with this. Today I wanted to talk about something a little bit different. Well, not a little bit different, but I wanted to share a little bit of wisdom, and I'm gonna start doing that. So, the bit of wisdom that I wanted to share today was a little bit about authenticity. There's this thing. Okay, so for example, have you ever been with a person that is just like, they, I don't know, let's say give you the bare fucking minimum and you're like, like I feel like I'm pouring into this and you're not. And then like, oh no, sorry, that's just how I am. That's just who I am. And I think there's an incredible misconception about that because one thing is who we are and the other thing is how we are, right? For example, part of how I am is my handwriting. Part of how I am is my posture, is the way I do things, is the way I move, let's say, right? Part of how I am is the way I do my hair. It's all those things that are interchangeable, right? Like I can do my hair differently, I can move differently, I can change my handwriting if I choose to, right? But who you are is this core soul level thing. It's not a thing that is like oh, I'm like this and I cannot change it, right? No, it's more of your essence, because also who you are doesn't have a moral value to it. It's not good nor bad, right? It's the things that you gravitate towards. Like I gravitate towards, let's say, art. Like I'm a very left-brained person, but at the same time I gravitate a lot towards art. So that's like my essence, right? Like you can't, make me be into geography because I'm not. You can make me be into things that I'm not into because it's not what I feel called to, right? That's who I am. Who I am, it's interchangeable. Okay, who I am is to the core of me, to my essence, to my soul. It's me, right? It's like this me on my raw form, right? How I am is how I, embellish myself, right? For example, let's put a very, simplistic example. Who I am, it's my body, the way it is. My body, the way it is. How I am is how I dress it, right? So, for example, if someone says like, oh no, I'm a bad texter or this or that, first, that's always a lie, because nowadays probably that person spends most of the time of their day in their phone. So don't buy that, girls. Don't buy into I'm a bad texter. He doesn't care, okay? And that's like a thing that you can change, right? And this goes like for where's the Kingo? Oh, okay. I don't know why they're doing that. But like this is something that is a trick for us in our connections with other people, but this at the same time for us in our connections with ourselves. Okay, so for example, like for example, I got a diagnosis, right? This is actually true for me. I got a diagnosis of BPD, right? But BPD is not who I am. It's not like this thing that it's impossible to change and whatever. They might put it like that on the diagnosis, which gives me a little bit of, it gets me a little hopeless. But with the time, I grew out of it and I said, well, yeah, that's a diagnosis, but I'm not gonna integrate it into my being, okay? Like the diagnosis is not me. The diagnosis is not who I am. The diagnosis is what that person, that psychiatrist, picked up on how I am. And the diagnosis also, more specifically, that diagnosis is to give me a solution. So basically, it's a problem, okay? But I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna take this, okay? So, with the diagnosis, okay, example, it's really disheartening, okay? But it's this thing that, a thing that you can use like from this to learn the difference between who you are and how you are. First is that who you are seeps into everything you do, right? I mean, like how you are, it's a reflection of who you are. Okay, so for example, if I am I mean, if I'm like all the time worrying about other people and all the time, just worry that this and that and the other, like about other people, it's because to the core, I'm an empath. Because to the core, I care about them. To the core, I am like a little bit selfless. And it's not, I don't like the full selfless thing because you should care about yourself too. I think we know this already, but selfless in the minute that I don't just provide for myself, I don't just care for myself, I live for me, but in a society within other people. I do care about how you feel as well. Okay, I'm just first. Okay, but that's like this thing that who you are seeps out of how you are. Okay, because the way you are shows you who you are. Okay, a lot of people, I think it's very normal, mostly when you're like on your teenage years, adolescent, to be like, okay, but who am I? Who am I? And that's not a question with one simple answer, obviously, but there's a few ways in which you can get to know yourself. First, get to know yourself. you know what things do I like some things that I like, for example, music. Okay, I love music, I'm an artist. Okay, what another thing that I love taking naps on the sun, for example, right? Those are little things that I like, that are not things that I stop liking or that I like more or less, regardless of who I am with, what's happening in my life, this and that and the other, right? Those are things that are timeless, are always within me, are always part of me, right? No matter if I'm sad or happy, this point of my life, this point of my life, and this journey of my life, it doesn't really matter because I will always be up and down to have a nap on the sun, okay? And it's this thing that it's important, I think, for us to understand the line between this is how I am, because you need to be away, right? You can't, just be yourself, the core flesh, right? You need to embellish yourself somehow. You need to dress up. You need to dress up somehow. You just need to find the clothes that fit you the best, right? Because you cannot just not have any handwriting because oh, but I don't want to cage myself. It's important not to cage yourself, okay? This may be a little bit all over the place, but I hope you got the message, okay? It's important not to cage yourself. And I mean this in every single aspect of your life, because you're not just one thing, honey. You're an experience. You are an experience, okay? You're not just this sexuality, this diagnosis, this that, this the other, this hair color, this, aesthetic. You're not just that, okay? And that is a thing that I want you to learn, because the thing that happens is that who we are is that something is interchangeable, and it's not something that is going to make you mad or feel bad, okay? So who you are is never going to make you feel caged, because you like who you are to the core. For example, who I am is a person that loves music, and I love loving music. That doesn't make me feel bad that I like music, okay? But how I am can either help you express who you are better, can either help you shine better, like clothing, right? You can even put on clothing that make you look worse, or that actually accentuate, I don't know, your shape, the way you are, the things you like, and actually be a compliment. That's the thing that it should be, okay? You are this person, you are this avatar that you need to dress up, and depending on who you are, it's what you're gonna want to be, how you're gonna want to be. Okay, so a way we realize if the way we are being is adding up to who we are, how we are is adding up to who we are. First, I would say that if how you are is making you feel like you have limits, then it's wrong. It's wrong. With the example of the diagnosis, for a few years, I was diagnosed when I was 17. For a few years, I think up till I was 19, I felt really disheartened by that. I was like, now I'm never gonna be this, now I'm never gonna be able to do that, now I'm always gonna be bound to this. I'm always gonna be this and that, and that's it. like if it's like like a wall, like, oh my god, I've hit a wall, I cannot ever go this direction ever again because there's this huge wall that just goes all across and that's it. No. If it's making you bound, if it's making you, a wall, a boundary, if it's caging you, then it's not there. Okay? It's not there. And this is something that you should learn for life in general, not just for TikTok ratings or stuff. It's important to learn this valuable lesson for life in general, is that take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Okay? Take what resonates and leave what doesn't. And this applies to many scenarios. But let me tell you, for example, one that you may use on your day-to-day life, okay? For example, someone's having an argument with you and you're blaming you for things, and you're like, yes, I did do that thing, but this is not my fault. I did that thing. I did. This is my thing. What I did that. But not because of that, this is my fault, right? So someone may come to you saying this and that and trying to put all the blame on you and spit out, feel guilty. No. You take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Yes, I did that thing. I'm sorry. But I'm not going to feel guilty. I'm not going to shame myself. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do that. If you feel bad about this and the whatever, don't spit it on me. Okay? Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Okay, this is super important because you're gonna use it all around life and it's gonna make you super happy to know. 11:44 in the timer, what the fuck? Okay, so what was I talking before this? The diagnosis. Okay, so with the diagnosis, it's kind of like that. It's like take what resonates, leave what doesn't. What the diagnosis gave me that was not caging me but was helping me understand myself better, what it gave me, why does it keeps doing this thing that goes dark and I don't know why. What it gave me it helped me understand how I work, right? And that was actually incredibly helpful for my journey of healing. Okay, it was incredibly helpful because now that I know how I work, now that I know that I have, impulsive tendencies, now that I know that my feelings are so big and I have such strong emotions and such a big heart that it might, carry me away for a little loop, right? I know, okay, then I've learned not to take decisions upon my feelings, okay? I'm allowed to feel big and strong and hard, okay? I'm allowed to cry and rip my heart apart, when it needs to take a little, needle off of it and then cure it. I'm allowed to feel. However, I know that when I'm on my feelings, my thoughts are not rational. They're not logical. They don't make sense. They are impulsive. So what I know from that, what I get from that is, okay, feel the stuff you need to feel it, okay, amazing, and that's within you. That's within myself. What I feel is within myself, okay? That's for me to take. But I will not act upon my feelings because my feelings are not rational and I don't want to make irrational decisions for my own life. I make decisions with my brain or with my intuition, separated from I feel with my body and with my heart. My body and my heart take care of feeling things from me, of letting me know, taking in the information from the environment and letting me know about it. However, my brain and my intuition, my mind, my logic, and my intuition are the ones that are gonna guide me to taking the action. Okay? Because the way I feel things is not the way things are. Important there. My hair. Okay, so having big feelings has nothing wrong. It's amazing. It's amazing. And I love it so much. Like, now that I've thank you, Jerry. Now that I've come into this, the other side of the storm, now that I've gone out of the eye of the storm and I'm on the other side, I'm doing better and I see clearly now. I can see in front of me. I realized having big feelings is not wrong. It's not bad. once I learned how to use that, how to channel that, how to make that happen for me, how to make that be on my favor, not against me. Instead of caging me, it's giving me tools to fly. Okay? So take what resonates, leave what doesn't. What I took from the diagnosis was, okay, I am a big feeler. That's what I took from the diagnosis. I'm a big feeler, and I may be a little more prone to, taking impulsive action. I work on that, and that's it. And that's it. Okay. So the thing, coming back to the main topic of who we are and how we are, it's important to know that who we are will never cage us. Who we are is things that we like, what we gravitate towards. For example, I gravitate towards art, towards making everything artsy. I gravitate towards play, towards making everything funny. Fun. Just everywhere I go, everything is fun. I go and I try to, go in a hammock for kids, whatever, right? I make everything fun. Those are the things that are me. Making things fun, being lightheaded, being super fucking funny, making everything, just be lightweight. Like, that's weight of my shoulders, that's a fucking feather, baby. Right? That's who I am. And let me tell you, who you are will never make you feel bad. It will never make you feel bad. Who you are is things that you like. What can happen is that, around the journey of life, who we are seems flawed because other people that are wounded other people that wounded you, and now you're like, oh, I shouldn't talk so much, I shouldn't be so loud, perhaps I shouldn't try to make a joke because my jokes are not good, whatever. No, girl, no. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Let me tell you something. When I was little, I was a super chatty kid. Super fucking chatty. I was all the time like, did you know this? And have you noticed that this and that? Oh my god, look at the butterfly. Oh my god, it's so pretty. And it's orange. Have you noticed the color orange? I was like that all the time. Talking and blah, 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 blah. Okay? And I loved it. I was chatting and chatting and chatting and chatting and chatting and chatting and chatting because I was a happy kid. Happy kids talk a lot. And, my father said to me once, like, if you have nothing interesting to say, shut up. And I was like, Like, I never ever before that thought that talking about everything, sharing every thought with my parents would be a bad thing. But, my father obviously carried a wound and he passed it down to me. Okay, so after that, I started feeling bad for chatting because he said it like, you're being annoying. Okay, and I started feeling bad for sharing my stuff, and I was like, am I sharing too much? Oh my god, I'm sorry, this and that, right? And I started having this insecurity within me. But girl, let me tell you something. That was not my fault. That was not my fault. Okay? It was not my fault. When someone's wounded, they're likely to wound you back. Consciously or subconsciously. Some people do it consciously, which is very, very sad. But some people do it unconsciously. They were just harmed. For example, I have another example. I had a classmate, right? And she had my same name, and she acted the same as me, but without my wounds. Like, she was acting all crazy and freaky, and she was super happy about it. And everyone loved her. And I was like, why are you all loving this girl that even has my same name and she acts just like I did before you made me feel bad about it, but you love her and you didn't love me? And I was so hurt. So I started disliking her. And I didn't take this information consciously. Just subconsciously, I was like, oh, she's so weird. Oh, she's this. Oh, she's that. And then I was like, yeah, I'm hating on her because I'm hating on myself. Because the same things that she's doing and everyone loves it are the same things that when I did, everyone was like, oh my god, you're so weird. And it made me feel bad. You know what's the difference? That she remained on her authenticity. And she didn't dim herself down. She didn't back down. She was a fucking soldier. She was like, I'm weird. I'm happy. I don't care. Right? And that's the thing that I learned, growing up. That I was like, I don't need to change myself for people. Because if someone's not gonna like you, they're not gonna like you authentic or fake. If someone doesn't like you, that's it, baby. We're not a match, and that's it. Okay? It's very important to know that. Because sometimes we feel bad because people doesn't like us, but honey, at the end of the day, the world is always gonna be divided on a 50-50, right? Everything you do, there's 50% of the people that are gonna love that and 50% of the people that are gonna hate it. Okay? You may go and save a puppy, 50% of people are gonna love it, 50% of people are gonna be like, oh my god, okay? You're gonna go and kill a puppy, and 50% of people are gonna hate it, and 50% of people are gonna be like, yeah, blah, 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 right? It's important that it's always gonna be 50-50. You know, sometimes 52-48, sometimes, 54. 54? Yeah, 54. 54, 40, 46, okay? But the thing about this is it doesn't matter how many people like it, how many people don't, right? Because it's always, just think about it, it's always a 50-50. What is important here is where are you at with your actions? Are you on the 50% that loves what you're doing? Or are you on the 50% that hates what you're doing? Like, I'm doing this, but I don't like it. I'm doing this, but I don't want to do this. I don't feel proud of myself for doing that. I'm doing it and I'm like, I kind of wish I didn't do that. I kind of wish I could do something different. This is not actually what I'm into. Right? Or are you the 50% that is like, wow, I love this. This is so amazing. I cannot even begin to explain how much I love this to you. Are you excited? Are you loving what you're doing? And are you like, yeah, that was shitty. That was shitty. Okay? Because if it's always a 50% chance that a 50% chance, right? 50% of people love it, 50% of people don't. It's important to know, to make the decision, to make the choice on how you're gonna act. Where am I? Am I on the 50% of people that love this? Or am I on the 50% of people that hate it? All your actions should always be striving to be on the 50% of people, oh my god, that love it. Okay? You gotta like what you do. You gotta be okay with what you're doing. You gotta feel like, I feel proud. I feel proud of what I just did. You know? I'm proud of me. I'm proud of me for doing that thing. Everyone might hate it. I don't care. I'm proud of myself. Well done, Haru. I'm proud of me. I'm doing amazing. I'm incredible. Okay? Oh my god. Okay? So, you need to learn 2255, thank you, Spirit. You need to learn to tailor how you are to be an advantage to who you are. Okay? So, for example, if I have an hourglass type body, I might want to use these different shapes of clothes, if that's what I'm, meaning to. I'm gonna want to use these different shapes of clothes that actually suit me better and make me look like I want to look, right? All these different shapes of clothes that are gonna, bring out the best of me, okay? How you are needs to bring the best of who you are, okay? It's like the colorimetry, okay? Like, I'm a deep autumn. I would not wear a light, just neon yellow, because I'm gonna look bad, okay? And if what I'm trying to do is bring out the best of who I am, then I'm gonna try to make how I am match my perspective. Okay, so for example, how I am, we've talked a lot about who we are. Let's talk about how we are, right? So how I am, either, as I said, can either bring me up and lift up who I am, help who I am rise up, be better, be brighter, be stronger, be this, be that, or it can make who I am feel caged. Feel like, okay, I can go farther than that or farther than this, and I kind of bend myself a little because my roof is here. No. So every little action, this is something that I do. For example, I would go pick up my clothes in that time in which I was like, okay, am I being intentional with my action? Being intentional with my action means putting thought into it. Like, am I choosing this clothes because it's the first thing I found? or because subconsciously I'm always drawn to this, or am I choosing this because I want it, I like it, this is what I'm meaning to do, right? So for example, I would go to my closet and I would search for clothes and I would be like, okay, I'm gonna put on this top and this thing, and then I'm like, okay, but is this what I want to wear? Like I asked myself consciously, is this what I want to wear? And then I was like, no, I kind of want to wear pants and this and that. And then I look at myself and I'm like, I'm really proud of this, right? I'm proud of it. Because it would happen, for example, that I would wear clothes that looked good on me. For example, with big how would they call this thing with lower necklines, right? Because it's what people always complimented about me, my breast, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna wear a lower black neckline because that shows the best of me. And then I was like 2552, and then I was like, but is this what I want to wear? Is this what I want? Do I want this? And then I was like, no, not actually. Like, I like my boobs, obviously, but this is not what I want to wear. It's not what I want. Okay? So I would say, okay, then what do I want? And I would feel myself and be like, I see myself wearing red pants, suit pants, beautiful, and a black turtleneck and a jacket. And I would wear that and I would be like, God damn! Right? Because I used to feel good on the other one. I was like, okay, I look appetizable, just like everyone wants me. But then I was like, yeah, but I don't like that. That's not what I want. Everyone else would have wanted me to dress like that, maybe, but it's not what I want, right? And I'm like, I would look at myself in the mirror with that and be like, okay, yeah, it looks good. Like if I was, like if I was a mannequin and I was supposed to sell something, and then I would be like, look at myself dressing how I want to dress, and it's like, I love it. I love it. And I don't know if everyone's gonna love it or not. I don't care. I don't care. I love this. I'm so happy about my feet right now. Right? This is what you need to do with the who you are and the how you are. Who you are, again, going to the baseline, who you are is interchangeable. It's your essence. It's the thing that you can't change. You'll always be like that. No matter how much you want to change how you are, how much you want to go this side and that side and be like this and be like that, who you are, you cannot change it. You may try everything, you can't change who you are. You can't. And that's okay, because who you are is not something bad. It's not attached to moral values, right? Who you are is not like, oh, I'm a bad bitch and I kill people. No. That's not who you are. That's how you are. Actions, for example, are part of how you are. Who you are, for example, it's like your gravitational field, right? For example, who you are could be who you are is I think I've explained it. I think you get it, okay? But how you are is how you dress yourself, okay? The things you do, your actions, everything that complements who you are, okay? So for example, the way I carry myself is how I am. Because I can carry myself a little bit like this and a little bit, whatever, it's fine. No, or I can carry myself bigger, more confident, louder, do it better, make the fucking runway be at your feet. The runway is always underneath me. The runway is always underneath me, okay? Affirmation for if everyone needs. The runway is always underneath me, okay? Or you can be like, oh no, I could never, after this water. Don't deem yourself. Don't deem yourself. Because it's important that you know that you deeming yourself helps nobody. You deeming yourself helps nobody. Okay? Because there are people out there that need to see you shine. They need it. It's the one thing they need. Is like, oh my God. For example, once I was crossing the street when I was very little, and there was this girl dressed on whole black with purple lips and black nail polish and everything. I was like, oh my God. And I fell in love, and I was like, I want to be like her. I want to be like her. I was like, I don't know, 8 years old. And I saw her and I was like, oh, okay, I know where I'm going now. I know where I'm going. Mom, can I get a black lipstick, please? That girl looks so fucking badass. So fucking badass. Okay, and I loved it. If that girl would have been like, oh, I'm not gonna dress like that because it takes too much attention, this or that or whatever, I would have never seen that. And I would have never had that epiphany of, oh my God, I love black lipstick. I love black nails. I love all this grungy, edgy aesthetic. I love it. Okay? And I needed that. I needed that. You deeming yourself doesn't help you because obviously it makes you feel bad about yourself. It makes you feel horrible. It makes you feel like you're never gonna be enough. But the thing why you feel like you're never gonna be enough is because you are already enough. And you're trying to not be that thing that you are. You're trying to be something else. You are enough being yourself. If you try to be someone else, first you can't. First you can't because you are you. And you're always gonna be you, and that's amazing. Okay? But you are enough. If you're trying to be someone else, you can't be enough while feeling like you're not enough. You know? You need to sit on yourself, on your fucking authenticity, and be like, I love myself. God damn, look at her. So fucking pretty, talking to a fucking camera, looking all, But really, you just got to do it. Girl, tap into your self-obsessed fucking era. Be like, have you seen me? Because I've seen myself, and I would bang. Okay? It's important. It's important. One, because 31. Thank you, Spirit. One, because you need it. Because it feels amazing. It feels amazing. Okay, when you stand up so strong, when you know yourself that much, because there's the point, loving yourself obviously is a journey. You have levels, right? But it comes to a point in which you reach a checkpoint on self-love, in which is like, no one can bring me down. Like, I love myself to a degree that no matter what you say, I'm like, okay, no, actually no. You can think that I'm this and that, but I'm not. I'm actually amazing. And if you don't see it, that's okay. I'm amazing still. Even if every one of you, every single human on earth thinks I'm the worst person ever and I'm selfish, that's okay. You can feel that way. I am not. You are all wrong. All of you. All of you 8,000 billion people are wrong. That's the level of self-love you need to have. Unbreakable. 32. Unbreakable, unshakable fucking ground. Okay? You need to stand so loud, so proud, so rooted on your truth that it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It's just like, everyone may try to dim you and you're like, you're seeing what I'm seeing, For example, someone says, oh, you're so pretty. I'm like, I know. And they're like, okay, stop. And I'm like, no. You see what I see. I see what you're seeing, girl. I'm fucking pretty. I'm fucking pretty. Okay? You gotta be like that. Be a little bit self-obsessed. Okay? Because when you're rooted on your truth, on your authenticity, on who you are, how you are is always gonna be a service to who you are. I'm never gonna cage myself. Why would I cage myself? I'm amazing. I need to be out there flying like a fucking bird on the skies. Why the fuck would I cage myself? Why would I have wings? Why would I cage myself when I have wings? I'm meant to fly. I'm not meant to stay down on this earth, making myself smaller. I'm not. I'm not supposed to do that. No one is. No one is. Okay? Because we all have this diversity within us. We all have our own authenticities, our own truths. Someone's truths may be a little bit more tough love. Someone may be a little more sweet love. And there's duality to this, okay? There's like this black and white, and you kind of have this light on everything you do. It's a little more to this side, a little more to this side, right? But there's no one else in the world, in the galaxy, in the universe, and the multiverse like you. No one. Your configuration of being is just you. It's just you. And who you are is a fucking gift from God. God said, you know what? I'm going to make this soul, okay, so pretty like this, and you are unique because of that. You're going to have a little thing here that's so pretty, right? Like, I don't know, Michelangelo making an masterpiece and be like, yes, this one's completely different than the other one, but at the same time, it's amazing. And the other one is also amazing, and they're actual opposites. And they're both incredible. And they're both amazing. You are amazing. You may see it or you may not, but you are amazing. You are. Because there's just no other way. You don't have a choice. You don't have a choice. You are amazing. Now, knowing that you are amazing, what do you do with it? If you are amazing, are you going to show it? Are you going to be proud of it? I'm going to be like, yeah, I'm amazing. I'm a good person. I always mean well. I this and I that, and I'm proud of this for that. And I always stand up for people, and I don't know, I always rescue dogs and whatever, right? Are you gonna stand up for that, or are you gonna, get hung up? Because sometimes it happens. You get a little bit hung up on what people say, like, oh yes, like, well, I'm nice, but people always say that it's not that much. It's not a big deal. No. Know yourself, girl. Don't let anyone make you doubt yourself. Anyone. Okay? It's important that you don't let anyone doubt yourself. Give me a sec. It's important that you don't let anyone make you doubt yourself. Know yourself so much that it's unbreakable. Okay? It's like going to a test. Okay? Let's say you go to a test. First time to the fucking test. And, you start saying this and that, and someone asks you, are you sure? And you're like, I guess. I mean, maybe not. I don't know if I'm sure. Yes? Am I sure? Right? And you lose it because you were not sure about your answers, right? But then you study the fuck out of that subject. I almost bite my lip off. Then you study the fuck out of that subject. And you go to the test and you're like, this and this and that. Are you sure? Yes, that's exactly that because of this and this and that. And this and this and that and the other. A+. Fucking 12. Okay? That's important. Because as long as you don't know yourself, people are gonna keep playing you and telling you, you're this and you're that. And you're gonna be like, oh, am I? Oh, shit, sorry. And you know what? Some people might be right. They might say something like, yeah, you're a little bit selfish. And like, yeah, you actually forgot my birthday for like 3 years straight and we're best friends. And you're a bitch. Maybe not like that. I hope not like that. But yeah, and it's important that you when you do wrong, be like, yes, I'm sorry. I was a bitch to you. I forgot your birthday for 3 days, for 3 years here, for 3 years straight. And I did, and I'm sorry. I was a bad friend. I'm sorry, I really am. I'm doing better, okay? So, I think it's important to have that humility, okay? Because who you are is amazing, but yes, our actions, how we are sometimes can be painful for other people, and sometimes other people can be mean towards us. And that doesn't mean that other people are mean to the core. Just like you are an amazing being. All those people, yes, the shitty ones too, are also amazing beings. It's just some of them are really far away from their truth. Okay? It's important though that you're not. Because you cannot change other people, their actions, their behaviors, the way they do things, but you can change your own. And this is the thing that people would always say to me that I was like, oh my god, shut up. Shut up. Like, seriously, fuck off. It was like, they would say like, oh, you can change the outside world, but you can change yourself. And I was like, wow, so inspiring. I feel better already. But it was until I actually changed myself that I was like, wow, wait. They were actually right. How annoying they were right. But it's like, how do I explain it? Imagine you are walking this path, right? Like you have this thing and you're walking this path, right? Right here. And right here, you find yourself that in front of you there's a huge ass rock. Like taller than you and bigger than you on any fucking scale. Like, it weighs you 100 times plus, okay? And you're like, why is just in the middle of the fucking path? Are you fucking kidding me? Like, there's a lot of field everywhere around me, and just in my path, just where I'm walking on, it's literally worn off of people walking here. Why is the fucking rock here? Just right here. Literally, like, that's not supposed to be like that. Like, right? And I just go around the rock and I try to push it up. Because it weighs like 100 times plus you, okay, 100 times your weight. And you're like, okay, this is not supposed to be like that. Like, it's literally in the fucking way. And you just get stuck on it. Trying to change the way the rock is, and you're not going to change the way the rock is. You're not going to change the way the rock is. The rock is there. It's not supposed to be there. It's right just on the middle of the place in which you're walking. It's just right there. Like, there was a field everywhere else. No. Right where you were walking, where the fucking grass was worn off, and it's yellowish. Right there, this huge ass rock. Okay? And the thing is, I can absolutely spend my lifetime trying to get that out of there. I'm not gonna be able to do it. I may get them muscles, but I'm not gonna be able to move that rock. What, like 3 centimeters of my whole lifetime, perhaps, right? But at the same time, I could just go around the rock, forget about the rock, and keep walking. Keep moving forward. Okay? I cannot change that rock. I can try. I can fucking try, but I'm not strong enough to change the rock. I may fucking try everything, but at the same time, is it that important? I can just go around the rock. Yes, it's annoying. It shouldn't be there. Right in the fucking path. It shouldn't be there. It shouldn't be like that, but am I gonna put all my effort and my energy onto trying to move the rock? Or I can just, oh, there's a rock. That's funny. I go around the rock and I keep going. For my own mental peace, right? You cannot change people. You can't change them. You can't change them. You can't. People only change if they want to. And let me tell you something. Sometimes the catalyst for people changing 4224, it's you leaving. Sometimes people only change when you don't care about them anymore. Because the reason why most people change is when they get to a point in which they're so uncomfortable in where they are, right? For example, I'm a super obese guy and I'm playing video games and I'm like, oh, I really should go run out. I really should go get some exercise and I really should just, do something with my life because I feel like I'm gonna just sink into the sofa and live here forever, right? And at the same time, it's like, I know I should do that. I know that's better for me, but at the same time, that's uncomfortable. Like, I gotta get up, I gotta go, I gotta do so much exercise, I end up panting, right? No, it's easier for me to be here, right? But it's gonna come a point in which I'm gonna be sitting here for so long that I'm gonna have to go to the bathroom. Not even that. I'm gonna have to go get some food. And so I stand up and I go to the fridge and there's nothing. And I open the pantry and nothing again. I'm like, shit, I'm so hungry. And I'm like, okay, I gotta go out. But it's when they're left with no choice. People don't change because you want them to or because you tell them, oh, you should change. They know they should. Most of them, they know they should. Some of them, they don't. And that's okay. Let them. But some of them, they do know they should. Oh, 4404. They do know they should. I know I should be going around and getting some exercise. I know I should be going out of the sun. I know I shouldn't be on my phone so many hours. I know I shouldn't treat people like that. I know I should have boundaries. I know. But you're not going to make people change. Never. You're never going to make people change. Okay? So it's important that don't fixate on changing all the people. Because 4433. Because people only change if they want to. Not only if they want to, sometimes people only change Four. Oh my god. Sometimes people only change when they have no other choice. And sometimes that happens when you get fucking tired. You know, like I'm here and I'm helping you and I'm really trying to help you move forward, but you're not doing any fucking effort. Okay? So you know what? I'm leaving you with your own mess. I'm going to have my peaceful life, you know, rest of your burdens, and I'm just gonna shake it off. Get it? It's yours. Your own burdens, your own insecurities, your own this, your own that. Get it back. It's yours. I'm gonna go for my own life. When you're ready to fix your own issues and start up instead of, you know, keep feeding onto them, maybe we can talk. Maybe. I don't know. But I'm not gonna be here babysitting you when you're not interested in growing. Okay? Good. Okay, so to close out, because it's been 45 minutes. The timer, thank you, Spirit. The timer has been crazy. For 45:54, I love this. I love this. Yeah, because it's been a little bit long, but to finish off, is who you are is amazing. To the core, your essence is incredible. Chef kiss. Incredible, okay? It's amazing. And you're gonna love it. And you already do. But get to know yourself, okay? And may how you are help who you are grow, heal, rise up, shine through, shine brighter, and be more amazing. Okay. Love you. Bye.